once again to your lesson 6, and today we want to talk about adjectives, colors, as well as agreement. Okay, so to start with, we actually talk about adjective. That is les adjective. Les adjective are just words that describes a noun. We used to say adjectives are words that modify a noun. So they give us more details about a noun actually, and we have examples like big, small, happy, and so on. So first, in English, we do have a big house, a happy girl, the blue sky. So the big, happy, and blue, those words in bold, those are adjective, alright? So a big house in English, in French, is une grande maison. So that big means grande in French. Then a happy girl is une fille heureuse. Une fille heureuse. That heureuse is happy. Then we have the blue sky, le ciel bleu. That blue is the adjective which is blue. If you noticed, the first word, une grande maison, the grande, the pattern follows the same pattern as in English. So we have a big grande maison house. They follow the same pattern. But a happy girl, a happy heureuse girl, fille. So what happened? Why is heureuse doing at the back? What is heureuse doing at the back? The same thing, the blue sky. What is blue doing at the back? That is why as you're learning this adjective, you need to understand the placement as well. So, because one big difference from English for these adjectives is that in French, adjectives usually come after the noun they describe. In French, adjective will come before, but in English, adjective will come before the verb, but in French, adjectives mostly come after the verb. So, for instance, a beautiful flower, in fleur belle. So the belle, which is beautiful, is coming after flower. So it will literally means a flower beautiful. So, but that doesn't mean that it is every time. Sometimes they come before. So this is a trick for you, that some common adjectives that describe beauty, that describe age, goodness, or size, they call them bags. Bags stand for BAGS, which is beauty, age, goodness, size. So these adjectives, they come before the noun. Then if they don't fall into any of this category, then we stick to the after noun rule. Alright. So because that after noun rule, they apply to most adjectives you are going to learn, so that you are going to make use of. So please take notes. Every other adjectives follows the noun, but bags, beauty, age, goodness, size related adjectives, they come before the noun. Meanwhile, there are exemptions sometimes anyways. So let us go through our adjective agreement. So well, I've told you already that French adjectives are like chameleons. They change form, they change, some will come before, some will come after. And another thing is that they change their form to agree with the noun they describe in two ways. That means they need to agree in gender and in number. So if the noun you are describing is feminine, the adjective has to be feminine. If the noun you are describing is masculine, your adjective needs to be masculine. Then if it is plural, your adjective needs to be plural, and if it is singular, your adjective needs to be singular. So you visualize adjectives as chameleons, changing colors to match their surrounding. So your adjectives will change form to match the noun they describe. So this will actually help you to remember the agreement rule. Okay, now let us take some great examples. So we have gun. Gun is masculine singular. Gun is the feminine. You see the difference is that we added e at the back. So grown means tall or big. When you tall or big actually. So when you say ungrown home, I'm sorry, homegrown means a tall man. Home, a man. Grown. You know, it is not under what is it called? Anything bags, and that is why it is coming after your noun. So I didn't really want to use it as big. If you want to say big, not tall this time, to come before. If you want to say big man, it will be on ground But since we are saying a tall man, we say on ground, because tall is more like a stature, not like size, as it were. Then infirm ground, a tall woman. Infirm ground. So you cannot say unharmed ground and say infirm ground. No, it is unharmed ground, infirm ground. So the difference is what? Is that when you are using it for a man, you make use of the adjective, the masculine form, and when you are using it for a woman, you make use of the feminine form. Another word is petit. Petit means small. So petit is more like size, small, right? Petit for masculine, petite for feminine. Extra e at the back, pound. Then it changes to feminine. It means happy. It means small. So we say un petit garçon, a small boy. Boy obviously is masculine. So we want to say a small boy, un petit garçon. And if you want to say a small girl, une petite fille. Petite. Now see, it is coming before the noun because it falls under the category of bags because it means size, right? Un petit garçon, une petite fille. Then another one is heureux. Heureux means happy in masculine form, but when your masculine word ends with a x, when it ends with x, what you will do is remove x and change it to se. All right, so it is heureuse in feminine. Adding being it ends with other consonants, you can easily add e at the back, but this one you change the x to se, so it means happy, right? And happy didn't fall under anything backs, so that means we'll still retain that it stays after the noun. So we have un homme heureux, une femme heureuse. Un homme heureux, une femme heureuse. A happy man, a happy woman. So you should note that X often changes to SE when you want to change it to feminine. Then intelligent. Intelligent. It ends with T. So the feminine is intelligent. Just add E at the back. It means intelligent. Of course, you already know this one even before I tell you the meaning. So it falls under the category of words that we call what's it called again? I remembered it earlier. I can't even remember again. Yeah, cognate, perfect cognate. So perfect cognate means that the same way it is in English, that's how it is in French. The only difference is the pronunciation. The meaning, they are the same. The spellings, they are the same. So those are perfect cognate. They are your right friends. We have fools and means. Fools and means are fake friends that they will look as if this is how it is in English, but they are liars. Alright, so that's just by the way. So let's make use of it in an example. We have un élève intelligent, which is an intelligent student. Definitely this student is a masculine student because we have another example, une élève intelligente, an intelligent student. So what makes us to know if the student is plural, is singular, because it's not plural, right? So we have on une, that shows that they are plural. Élève, the élève is in singular form, so that means they are singular, right? So what makes us to know if the student you are talking about is a boy or a girl is now the adjective as well as the noun maker. On is masculine, intelligent is masculine. Une is feminine, intelligent is feminine. So we have un élève intelligent, une élève intelligente. Then the last one, français. Français. Add another e at the back. Française. Française. Un homme français. Une femme française. A Frenchman. A French woman. I hope you got that. So it is important to note for feminine agreement actually that if the masculine already ends with an e, you don't need to add extra one. The masculine and the feminine form are the same. That's what it means. So when your adjective ends with e naturally, like the masculine form, you don't need to add extra e at the back to make it feminine, except if it ends with e with an accent. That means e with either a with accent aigu. So if it ends with e with accent aigu, you add extra e. But if it is just normal e, don't disturb yourself. Don't add extra e. I think an example is sympathetic. Sympathetic ends with e naturally. So for both masculine and feminine form, it's sympathetic. Then some adjectives actually have irregular feminine form. So there are some adjectives that you are not going to add e. Everything will change. Like beau. Beau is like handsome, like beautiful. Handsome if you are using it for like if people are beautiful, handsome. Belle is the feminine form. So it means beautiful. They both means beautiful. Another one is bon. Bon is good, but the feminine form is bon with extra n and e. So, but you don't actually have to worry about that now. Just focus on the e rule. That okay, whenever it ends with e, it will not change for anything. So, and if it doesn't end with e, if it ends with any consonant except x, actually, you can then and except f, so f will change to ve. Yeah, so it's very simple. Now we've actually checked for singular, and it's time for us to check for plural. Was it singular? Yeah. So to make an adjective plural for both masculine and feminine, you usually need to add an s. Actually, most times you just have to add s at the back. For instance, the examples we used: gun, gun. Add s for the masculine. If it is feminine, you know that it doesn't end with it has extra e. Add s at the back. So we have example: des hommes grands. That means the tall men. Des hommes grands. Des femmes grandes. Des petits garçons. Des petites filles. So you see that for both masculine and feminine, they both have their plural form, and the way their plural is being formed is by adding s at the back. So let's just stop here, take a deep breath, go over the video again so that you can understand it better, and we then take the third part, because we were able to take the first and second part together. That makes sense. So take the third part now. Over.